Oh, damn. Welcome everyone. I need to plug in this need to plug in the charger. Oh. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Menopause Wellness community. I'm going to do a drop-in this evening, maybe for an hour or so. Who knows? Maybe for an hour or so. Again, it wasn't as scheduled. It was just an impromptu. So welcome, come in. I've just got a few things going on in the background. Been putting together understanding your cycle, supporting your future, and I'm piloting it. I'm looking for schools, colleges, secondary schools, and it's aimed at young women, and looking at piloting this initiative in schools. So if you are school, sixth form college or college head teacher, please get in touch. I'm looking for about 3 or 4 schools to pilot this scheme in. So welcome everyone, welcome. Good evening, Taylor. Taylor, how are you? How are you? I am literally, do you know what? I was doing some work and I thought I'm going to stop. And I thought I'd come on and do an impromptu drop-in. So, yeah, but it'd be interesting to know what people's thoughts are on, do we feel we should be... I know we're talking about menopause now, and that's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We are talking about it, and I hope we continue to talk about it. But do you feel that we should be talking to the younger generation about menopause? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we should be talking about the menopause to the younger generation? People's thoughts on that. Oh, just fiddling about with this thing. But welcome to the Menopause Wellness community. Do come in and say hi. We're doing a drop-in today, but I have got a question. What are your thoughts on educating the younger generation about menopause? What are your thoughts about that? I really feel that it will be useful for them to know about it. Absolutely useful to them, for them to know about it. Oh yeah, it's good to see you as well, Taylor. It has been a while. I have been so busy, extremely busy. My feet haven't touched the ground. So times like this, when I am, having a moment to myself, and I thought, well, I'll jump on and see, and just do let's do a drop-in. So do come in and say hi. But I want to know your thoughts. Really want to know your honest thoughts about, should we be educating the younger generation about the menopause? What do you think? I know I've got my thoughts on this. I really do, because I feel if I was educated about it... Good evening, Queen Rob. If I was educated about it, I probably would have been doing things differently. If I had the education, the knowledge behind me on how to prepare myself, how to approach it, how to look after myself better than I have been. I mean, the knowledge has come, the knowledge is I've got the knowledge now, and I'm still learning, don't get me wrong. Absolutely still learning. This is a minefield. But yeah, what are your thoughts on it? What age group? I'm talking about teens, puberty. From the age of puberty. I shouldn't say teens really, because you can be going through puberty and you be younger than... So yeah, I would say sixth form college, secondary school, year 11. They call it year 11 now, don't they? It's all changed. When I was at secondary school, it was year 1 to 5. And then sixth form. And now it's because it goes to 11, right? 11, 12. It's all changed now. Yeah, so what are your thoughts? Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Menopause Wellness community. My name is Jackie. I am a menopause wellness practitioner, as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. And I'm doing a drop-in today, this evening, maybe for an hour or so, maybe a couple of hours. So if you do have any questions, but I have a question for you. Do you feel we should be educating the younger generation about the menopause? What are your thoughts? I'm really passionate about it. I feel they should know. They should know about these things. And it's not to scare them. It's not to scare them. It is about educating, raising awareness. Because let's be honest, the hormones that regulate your menstrual cycle are the same hormones that are going to be popping back up when it's time for menopause. So why not? Why do we not need to know about it at a younger age? It's food for thought, isn't it? Absolutely food for thought. I feel that it's, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be in-depth knowledge, just an awareness, particularly because how I treat my body as a young woman may definitely have an impact on me as an older woman, a mature woman, when I'm about to navigate through the menopause. So why not have the conversations early? Why not? Why do we not have the conversations early? It makes sense, right? It makes sense to me. You know, you can totally disagree with me. Let me know if you feel that, just say, I disagree with you. It's fine. But it totally makes sense for me. Because if there was things that I was aware of in my younger days, leading up to my midlife transition, I would have done things differently. There would have probably been things that I wouldn't have done because I knew I would have been aware that it may have an impact on me if I do decide to go that route. Knowledge is power, right? My 22-year-old laughed because this is it. Because we don't make it a norm, right? We don't talk about it. I think conversations are good, and early conversations. It's all about early intervention, right? We talk about early intervention all the time. Why not start talking? I'm not saying sit down with a 5-year-old and start talking about the menopause. I'm not saying that. But once a young woman gets to the age of puberty and they start having menstrual cycles, they should be aware of what's going on in their body, not just for the fact that, oh, you've reached puberty now and you're going to start having menstrual cycles and they come every 28 days or every 27 days. That's it. That's as far as it goes. We always get the kind of like the clinical side of things. Why not have a deeper conversation about, what's normal, what's not normal? How are you feeling about it? Those sort of things. We should really be having those conversations, because by the time they do reach the midlife transition, they're not going to be shying away from being opening up about how they're feeling. So we should make a platform for them. Absolutely make a platform for them. I don't know. No one's disagreeing with me, so I'm not saying I'm right, but I just truly believe that we should start having these conversations from a young age. Absolutely, from a young age. Because when you think about it, at school, we have conversations around menstrual cycles, we have conversations around puberty, we have conversations around conception. Why not have those conversations also about later on in life? Why not? Teens are still learning and getting used to their monthly cycle. Well, there you go. But what are we being educated on when it comes to our menstrual cycles? Because I remember, as far as back, I knew it was a long time when I was at school. However, I only remember being told that this is going to happen to your body And I remember having a deeper conversation with my mum, actually, about my change, my puberty. But at school, it was about periods, the products you could potentially use while you are having a period. Hi, Lady B, good evening. And also, conception, that's it. That's all I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who else remembers having any deeper conversations about their menstrual cycles when they was at school? Correct. I remember it was very basic information. How babies are made and born, that was it. How babies were made. Didn't have a lot of conversations about it. Didn't have a lot of conversations about this is how it may feel. This is how you may be feeling when it happens. What things you should be doing whilst you are, having a menstrual cycle, in terms of looking after yourself, self-care. None of that conversation was taking place ever. I don't remember that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If you had those conversations whilst you were in education, please let me know. It's a long time. Rising Star. Because I really think we should be having these conversations. And there's ways to have it, right? You're not just going to sit them down and just say, look, this is going to happen. When you turn this age, or when you turn about this age, this is what's going to happen. It's just those gentle conversations. It's about raising awareness. Because, as I said before, how you care for yourself as a young woman, it will most definitely have an impact on your later life. Right? The food, the movement, everything. Because as I said, the hormones that regulate your menstrual cycle are exactly the same hormones that bring on your menopause. So let's have conversations and start raising awareness. No one told me about it. I wish I had that. Oh, you see, thank you, C. Taylor. Thank you for sharing that. And this is the thing, having those conversations. And even if, it may be that there may be some young females out there that don't want to hear it. But at least if the conversation was about, they have a choice to listen to it and be part of the conversation, rather than not having nothing. I really wish that I had a bit more knowledge when I was a younger girl. I really did. I really wish I had more knowledge, because I would have made probably some different choices. Really would. But welcome everyone. Do come in and say hi. I'm just having a drop-in. And if you've got a question around the menopause, or you want to share your truth, go ahead. Let's share the truth. I know I've put the panels down, didn't I? I'll put the panels back up. So it's not a scheduled live. I decided to come on and do an impromptu live. And just have a drop-in this evening. So do come in and say hi. But how has everyone been? Taylor, how have you been? It has been a while. So I've put together a program anyway. So I'm going to start piloting it in schools, sixth form colleges, universities and colleges. And just having these subtle conversations. This is what's going to happen. Now I'm going to open up this screen. How is everyone coping with their navigating through their transition? How's it treating you? I'm a lot better actually. My brain fog has gone completely. My night sweats have reduced, and also my hot flushes have reduced as well. It's been fantastic. Gone from, double figure symptoms, experiencing double figure symptoms to maybe 2 or 3. But yeah, my brain fog has totally gone since December. It started to decline. And at the moment, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually took lion's mane for it. Let me open up the... But yeah, feel free if you have any questions, if you just need clarification on anything. What's everyone doing for their brain fog if they're experiencing it? What are you doing for your brain fog? I don't even know how to do this now. Let me see who's here. Hey, Lady B, C Taylor, JMK, Punker24, Fortune, and Norma. Welcome. There's some newbies there, though. Welcome to the Menopause Wellness community, and all the newbies. So this community is a safe place, a safe space, as safe as it can be, to just ask questions and build our knowledge, because the menopause is something that can be overwhelming. It can feel overwhelming. We go through this transition, this life transition, and sometimes we don't know what's going on. We're experiencing these symptoms. We don't know why it's happening, but it's about educating ourselves and understanding what's happening. Getting to know your body. Listen to your bodies. This is what I would say. One thing would definitely listen to your body. Lady B, how old am I? I am 55. I've got a birthday this year, so I'll be 56 this year. I don't mind you asking at all. Yeah, so at the moment, I would say I'll tell you a bit of backstory, actually. I started navigating through my perimenopause at the age of 42. I knew it was perimenopause because I was experiencing night sweats, and then I started experiencing hot flushes. But for me, I went to my GP and said to my GP, I think I'm going through the menopause. And I was told, no, you're too young. So I just walked away, believing the GP, no, I'm too young. It must be me then. It must be me thinking maybe, I think I'm going through the menopause, but maybe I wasn't at the time. And I went back, and for the second time and the third time though, I did get a blood test, the FSH blood test. But unfortunately, when the results came back, it showed that my hormone levels were normal. So I decided to just walk away. And this is why I went away and just educated myself a bit better around my body, what it was doing, what the menopause is. And then I decided to go and study. And that's why wasn't my choosing, but that's why I became a menopause wellness practitioner. And then I went and studied menopause wellness, menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner as well. So, and started up the community last year, March, because I felt that there may well be other women out there that maybe don't understand what's going on, that they may feel like they're struggling, they feel isolated, they feel like there's lack of support out there, they're not being listened to, they're not being heard and understood. So this is why I put the community together. And I started it. I just thought, what's the worst that can happen? Just started it. And a year later, a lot more things have been happening. There's a lot of menopause cafes happening now, face-to-face cafes, contracts with local authorities, with menopause cafes. Yeah, there's lots of things going on. So, but it's always been about the impact, the support that is out there, because there is support out there. And we've just got to, times like this, we can ask the questions, because it's fine to ask questions, because sometimes we don't know the answer. And it's fine. Do not be ashamed of it. There's nothing to be ashamed of if we don't know an answer to a question. This is why we ask, right? We ask the questions. And the community published a book in September, Hot, Wise and Unapologetic. It's all about a journey through menopause with power and grace. And so that book is there as well. That came out in September. It's quite a nice book, if I say so myself. It's got information in there about what the menopause is, perimenopause, menopause and postmenopause. So the stages of menopause. It's also got information around symptoms, what they are. It gives examples, just a brief description of what they are. There's a lot of reflective journals in there. It's a book that you can write in as well. A lot of self-checking sections in there as well. There are real stories in there, although warriors' names have been disguised. And also there are poems in there as well. So yeah, there's lots of things in the book. Talks about the importance of being a better advocate for yourself. So that is there as well. It's all about empowering you whilst on this journey. I've been lost. Okay, hi Lady B. Sorry to hear that. So you've been about 10 years. You just started getting hot flushes. Do you know, I personally, and I will always say this, sometimes we have to look at what we're eating. I found that when I changed how I ate, it made a dramatic difference, a significant difference in how my symptoms were treating me, just from changing how I ate. So as I said, I don't get many hot flushes and hot. I tell you when I get them, when I have something sugary. If I just give in to having something sugary, that's when I'm gonna get my hot flush. I'm gonna get my night sweats. So I have to make that decision. Am I gonna have something sweet to eat and experience a night sweats or hot flush, or am I not gonna give in to the sweet craving and then I'm fine? Absolutely fine. Arit, how are you? Welcome. It's been a while. Thank you for the follow. Do you know what? I'm feeling a little bit tired, but I'm going to wait up for a bit. I'm going to be with you for a little while. And do let me know if you want to just talk about anything in particular. But that's one question I wanted to ask this evening. Do you feel that it will be that we should have conversations a lot earlier? Conversations about the menopause a lot earlier than we're having it now. I do feel there's a benefit in it. I'm good, thank you. How are you? You just said, I just read, you're good. It's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm feeling a little bit tired, to be honest with you. Yes, Lenny, definitely. Having conversations earlier, yeah. And you know what? I know I talk about having conversations with young females, there's nothing wrong with having those conversations with the males as well to understand it a bit better. You know, I'm just glad that we are starting to find our voice and talking about it now, and it's been spoken about more widely, and long may it continue. Long may it continue. Yes, we should. I'm 39 and I started getting symptoms at 37. Okay, thank you, Serene, for sharing that. And this is the thing, 37. You know, I spoke to someone the other day because I was training the other day. I trained first aid, right? And I was on a training course, and I mentioned about menopause because I do our webinars, okay? And I do them for free. And I was talking about the webinar, and a young lady came to me and said, do you know what? And she was in her 20s, I think. She said, I really ought to find out more about the menopause because I don't know anything about it. And that was really nice to hear, because why don't we know anything about it? It's something that's going to definitely happen to you, okay, in your later years. It may be young, 37. The youngest person in our community, I believe, is 28. So what happens when you're that young and then you start experiencing symptoms, or you start navigating through the menopause unexpectedly? What happens then? There's no harm in having those early conversations. It's not to ram it down people's throats. It is actually just to raise awareness. Oh, actually, you know what? When I get to be a certain age, when I become, a mature woman, it may well be happening to me. So trying to understand it a bit better. It should be taught with you. Oh, yes. You know what? I truly believe so. And that's my mission. That is my next mission, to get it taught alongside that. And I'd like to, have these conversations around the menstrual cycle, and allow young women to better understand, their menstrual cycle. Because right now, going back to when I was taught in school and had conversations with my mother about my menstrual cycle, I was just told, oh, this is going to happen about this age. You're going to become of age now, and you're going to start having periods, and that's when you can get pregnant. That's it. And then in school, it would be, yes, the same thing. Start having periods. You can start being, you can start conceiving at that time as well. And that was it. That was the conversation. There wasn't no depth to it in terms of, actually, this is how it may feel. And it shouldn't feel painful. And if it does feel painful, that's when you need to go and seek some medical attention, because it shouldn't feel painful. And it may be heavy, it may be light. I never had these conversations. These things weren't told to me as a young woman. What to expect. How will I feel? How will I feel when I'm having a period? Is it going to make me feel sick? Am I going to feel tired? Am I going to feel low? Am I going to feel... None of this conversation took place. Why are we not having these conversations with young women? I just don't understand why. Make it make sense. But it's all right. We're going to just talk about periods, and we're going to just talk about how you can be pregnant. Why not talk about menopause as well? As I said, the hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, play a part in menstrual cycles, also play a part in the menopause. So why are we not having the conversation? Why not educating? Anyway, this is my mission, to change the narrative. We are going to change the narrative. Absolutely change the narrative. We should. Yeah. Because you don't know when it's going to happen. All right. The age, when you look at when does menopause start, or when does perimenopause start, typically 45 to 55, right? However, it can be sooner, can be later. When does menopause happen? Remember, menopause is that one day. That is that moment in time. You no longer can reproduce. That's your menopause. That's it. So when does that happen? Again, you research 45 to 55. However, typically in the UK, it's the age of 51. For some, how long does perimenopause last? You do the research. 4 to 7 years, 4 to 8 years. However, we know that can be longer also. My perimenopause lasted 10 years. Some women in the community, they're on their 12th or 15th year of perimenopause. Okay, once you hit perimenopause, then you go into menopause. Remember, you will need to have 12 consecutive months of no menstrual cycle. After that, the day after the 12th month, that is menopause. That is your moment in time. And the day after that is your postmenopause. So, question I have, when does postmenopause stop? Well, it doesn't. We're now in postmenopause for the rest of our lives. I met someone today because again, I was doing a training session for parents on first aid. And I spoke to someone and the lady turned around and said to me, because she mentioned, oh, you're still doing the menopause. I said, yeah, I still do the menopause. She said to me, oh, I'm past it now. I said, what do you mean you're past it? She said, oh, I don't have the menopause. I said, oh, so you mean your symptoms are no longer? She said, yes. She's still in postmenopause. I don't think we talk about postmenopause that often because you feel that once you get to a certain age, or many of us feel that once we get to a certain age, because I thought that before I educated myself, I thought that that's it, no more periods. Whoa, I was happy, can save on sanitary products because they're damn expensive, and that's going to be it. But how wrong was I? Thank you for the heart, me. How wrong was I? I was so naive at the time because I thought that once I hit menopause, had no more periods, everything would just disappear. It doesn't work that way. Not for everyone. Don't get me wrong, 24% of women. Thank you for the heart, me. Hi, Samantha. Long time. 24% of women do not experience any menopause symptoms or very limited symptoms. 24% of women. So not everyone's journey is going to be the same. Everyone's journey is very different. But it's that not knowing. And this is why, again, platforms like this and other platforms as well are there to educate people. And this is why it's an opportunity to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, no one's going to be thinking, oh, you should know that. No, we're finding this out now. We're finding this out. We're exploring and finding out. Every day can feel very different. You can wake up one day and feeling full of energy, and the next day, or even later that day, you just feel drained. And you feel like you don't want to be around anyone. Do you know what? I find it really challenging to explain to someone how the menopause makes me feel. Because it makes me feel all over the place sometimes. Let's not get it twisted. It makes me feel all over the place sometimes. And sometimes I think to myself, what the heck am I doing? Why am I doing this? What? You know, words start stumbling out. Words don't come out right. They come out back to front yeah. It's a mission sometimes. It is absolutely a mission. But taking back control and, you know, for me, how I took back control was changing, again, the way I ate, the way I eat. And I move a lot more. So for me, that's worked. That's worked for me. And I'm supposed to be wearing glasses now, you know. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses when I read and when I drive. And I'm trying to get used to them. They're varifocals. They're called varifocal. Just messing up my eyes. I will get used to them. I will get used to them. Yeah, it should really. the community is on a mission. We are on a mission, okay, to educate the younger generation whilst they are in school. Absolutely on a mission. Thank you for the follow, Elaine. Welcome to the community. Samantha, how have you been? It seems like I haven't seen you for ages. It's good to see you too. Samantha is one of our, my voice is going already. Samantha is one of our community ambassadors. I've got to shout out to all my community ambassadors. Community ambassadors, Samantha, Lulu, Just Empress, Poetic Angel, Jen, and Claire. We've got 6 community ambassadors. See, and the names just rolled off my tongue. Months ago, when I was in the brain fog mode, I couldn't remember everyone's name. And look at that. I'm telling you, my brain fog is just gone. Just gone. Hey Claire, how are you? I just called your name. Called your name just before. How are you? I thought I'd jump on and do a drop-in. But I'm also asking, do we feel... We had this conversation earlier, didn't we, Claire? Asking everyone, do they feel earlier conversations around menopause should start earlier rather than when we are mature women, okay? We have to start navigating and finding out ourselves. Definitely have these conversations early. Absolutely, Trace71. Absolutely, I agree with you. Totally agree with you. And you know what? Again, as I said, it's not to ram it down people's throats. It can be an option, okay? This is available. If you want to, then it's your choice. Because there are going to be some young women that don't want to talk about it. Because why do I need to talk about it? I'm not going to hit the menopause yet. We don't know that. Let's be real. We do not know. Because yes, there is that age range, okay? However, it can start early. We just had someone say they were 37. We know in the community, we've got someone as young as 28. That is navigating through menopause. So why are we not having these conversations? Make it make sense. We should be having them as soon as possible. As soon as possible, right? Like I said, we have these conversations around, having babies. Why not have conversations around menopause? Let me see what's got, if I've missed anything. Oh, enjoy the gym and the spa. Enjoy. I couldn't tell you the last time. I stopped going to the gym now. I gave up my gym membership. And I do walking and I do exercises at home. I got the equipment at home, some of the equipment at home, dumbbells, and I got that, what's that step thing called? That step. It's a step, right? So yeah, I just do it at home now. Okay, so you're still taking lion's mane for the brain fog. Is it working for you? Is it working for you? I was just saying, Samantha, before you joined, that I haven't taken my lion's mane since December. And my brain fog has totally gone. I started in December teaching myself Spanish. And the more I was teaching myself, the less I could feel my brain fog was present. And I would say it's totally disappeared. But I have been doing it every day. Even if it's 10 minutes, I've done it this evening already. Even if it's 10, 15 minutes, I do it every day. And my brain fog is gone. Remember, learning a new language does help with brain fog. You do your research, check, and just check. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. 2 different sets of glasses. Oh, I had to have two different sets of glasses. I thought, because my husband wear glasses, and he said that he couldn't get on with varifocals. Is it called varifocals? I think I'm saying it right. And so I thought I'd try it. And I tried it, and I'm telling you, I can't get on with it. It just feels like you've got to look up there for driving and look down there for reading. Who reads like that? I was told to raise my chin and look down. Who reads like that? I know I don't. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take them back. And glasses, they're expensive, you know. My goodness me. I mean, I got a free eye test. That was great. But £250 later, my goodness me, it's ridiculous. I'm 64. So okay. Elaine, 64. Is it too late? Well, I've been speaking to women who are your age and older, and they've just started taking HRT. I feel that it's almost like a postcode lottery with GPs. Some GPs will say, no, you can't take it. I don't know, depending on the area. I don't know if that's the case, but I have spoken this week to people, women that are your age and older, and they've started taking HRT. Whether they've gone back on it after a long period that they've stopped, or they are new to it. Go and speak to your GP. I've not read at the moment, come across anything that says, oh, you can't take it after this age. I've not read that. Go and challenge your GP. If your GP is saying no, is anyone telling you it's too late, or are you saying you think it's too late? I read that wrong. Are you saying it's too late? Thank you for the follow, Serene. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the follow, ma'am. Ma'am, is it Ma'am Kiri? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Thank you for the follow, Maria. Let me just see what I've missed here. What glasses? I'm telling you. I think I was being particular. So I felt I did pick glasses that I liked, and I think there was like £100. But by the time you add, thank you for the heart me, the lens, this, that, 200 something pounds. I thought to myself, no, listen, I can't be doing this. But I need glasses, isn't it? I need to look after my eyes. My eyes are very important. Everyone's eyes are very important, right? Particularly if you can see well. And when I was at secondary school, I got an injury to my eye. So I've been told I have a detached retina because I got an air gun in my eye. And I'm very fortunate that I have not lost my sight or my eyeball. So I just appreciate. So when it comes to, as much as I'm moaning about the 250, I'm just going to take it on the chin because I need my eyesight. I really need my eyesight. Hey, Hot Water, how are you? Oh, Maria, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it night sweats, did you say, that you're experiencing? And you know what? I tell you what. You have to think about everything when it is night sweats, right? What's exasperating, if anything, exasperating your night sweats? What are you eating or drinking before you go to bed? What are you sleeping in? The clothes that you're sleeping in makes a huge difference, can make a huge difference. I know for me, my night sweats are worse if the heating is on. So I literally have to turn my heating down in my house. I feel cold, but then I get a better night's sleep. That's what I experience. Let me know if this is the same for anyone else or similar for anyone else. Does the heating in your house, if you turn it up, is it exacerbating your night sweats? Because I find that when the house is really cool, I will then get a better night's sleep. Much better night's sleep. So there's things that you have to kind of have a look at, like, yeah. And I know if I have a sweet, if I give in to anything sweet before I go to bed, or even if a few hours before bed, them night sweats are going to come and kick me in the backside. I'm telling you, they're going to come and kick me in the backside. G's Kitchen and Events. Thank you for the follow. What do you do, G's Kitchen? See, when I heard the word kitchen, you know, I'm thinking of food. I want to know what you do, what food you do. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to have a look at your page. So, yeah, we've got to take into consideration. I think, again, going back to, we're always talking about a menopause tracker. It's nothing fancy. Track your menopause. And again, I would say to the younger generation that you're not experiencing menopause at the moment, track your menstrual cycle. You know, you probably do anyway. Put it in your diary, when you started, when it finished. You know, I've been doing that from the day I started, and I've still got it in my phone. I can go back when I visited the GP back in the day and they say, when was your first day, when your last day of your menstrual cycle? I said, hold on, I'll just get my phone out, or I'll get my diary out. Yeah, so we was constantly tracking, and you may be one of those people that were constantly tracking your menstrual cycle anyway. So why are we then not tracking our menopause? Tracking it to the point that our symptoms, what symptoms are we experiencing? When do they occur? Do they occur when I've just had something sweet to eat or drink? Do they occur when I am, I don't know, for me as well, if I am washing up with hot water, I will start getting hot flushes because the hot water exacerbates my hot flushes. So when I have hot showers, I can't have hot showers and hot baths anymore because I will start busting a sweat. So to navigate through that, I have to have lukewarm showers. They're not nice, don't get me wrong. I don't enjoy them, but it has to be done, right? But I know that if I have a hot shower, when I do have one, when I'm being stubborn, then I'm going to be busting a sweat. That's it. So you have to just track it to the point where you know what exacerbates, so you can make that decision. Am I going to be experiencing a hot flush tonight if I start doing what I shouldn't be doing? Let me just go back to this. Hi, Jade. Oh, brain fog. I was saying that if I was just asking everyone if they experience brain fog, what they're taking for it. Me personally, my brain fog has disappeared completely. I used to experience brain fog it was quite severe actually. I would be talking to someone, having a conversation, and totally forget what I was talking about. Literally, the words just gone. Don't even remember. I couldn't even retrieve what I was saying. Believe me, I couldn't even retrieve it. That's how bad my brain fog was. And then in December, I went away with a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, and we said that, we're going to start speaking Spanish. I said, I used to learn Spanish back in the day, and then I stopped for some reason, and she said the same. So I said, okay, let's teach ourselves Spanish. So we've both got this app. It's the Duolingo app, right? We both got the app and we're both learning Spanish. But I said to myself, I went one step further and said, I am going to give myself until December, so that's a whole 12 months, to be fluent in Spanish. So I do it every day, even if it's 10 minutes. Even if I'm watching the TV with my husband, I've got the earphones in and I'm doing the Spanish. I'm reading and writing and, speaking it. And so I've noticed since December, my brain fog started to kind of like get a lot better. But I was previously drinking lion's mane to help with my brain fog, which really helped a lot. However, I stopped drinking it for the fact that I ran out of their tea bags and I didn't buy any new ones. Actually, I've got the latte in the cupboard. Anyway, I stopped buying the tea bags because I ran out of them and stopped buying them. But I also noticed from December until now, my brain fog got better and better and better to the point now I don't have any brain fog. Don't experience any brain fog. And it's because I am learning a new language. Go and do the research, Queens. Learning a new language helped with brain fog. Absolutely helps with brain fog. I will let you know, learning a new language. So I did research and it came up that it does help. It really does help. So, and this is what I'm doing, learning a new language. So that's what I was talking about, brain fog. It's terrible. Is that your brain fog you're talking about? Yeah, I'm telling you, the menopause, as I said, I'm no longer experiencing the double figure symptoms. I've only got the two. Night sweats and hot flushes. But that is only if they are exasperated if I do certain things. But I've totally got it under control. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Claire. And that's the thing, isn't it? The bone density. This is why we have to look after ourselves, We have to so look after ourselves because we can't wait until these later years when we're in our maturer years, until we start thinking, oh, we need to, start doing this, start doing that. We should have been doing this already. This is why we have to have these early conversations. We really must have these early conversations. Seriously. Thank you for the follow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for sharing the live, Queen. Yeah, so that's what I was saying about brain fog. Hold on, if I just spell. So if anyone's got any questions, please ask. Please ask. Do ask. Let me just see here. I'm feeling tired, really feeling tired. But yeah, there are different things people can do for brain fog. But yeah, doing puzzles and, just, we don't use our brain to its full capacity, Brains are an amazing piece of machinery, I'm telling you. We do not use it to its full capacity. So this is, once I finish learning Spanish, I'll learn a different language. Absolutely learn a different language. Hey, user 894, how are you? Hope you're well. Thank you for the follow. Miss Hom, thank you for the follow. I started Lion's Mane, finished it, didn't think it helped. Will buy again. And Jade, do you know what? I'm always going to say this, navigating through this transition, this life transition, right? It is a natural transition that we are transitioning through. However, you're going to be embarking on another journey, as in it's a trial and error to find out what works for you, because unfortunately one size does not fit all. When I say, oh, lion's mane worked for me, it may not work for someone else. However, there are different variations of lion's mane, because when someone mentioned lion's mane, they actually mentioned it on in the community, actually, on a live, and I thought, oh, I've not heard of that, let me go and check it out. And when I went to research it, I did my research, but there's tea, I've got latte as well, lion's mane latte. There's no coffee in it. It's got all different things in there, but there's no coffee in there. There's lion's mane capsules, there's powder, and you have to do the research. The same thing when I started taking magnesium. I started taking magnesium powder because someone swear blind it was the best thing since sliced bread. So I thought I'd try it. Didn't work for me. It gave me a headache. So I had to stop taking the powder, but I can take the capsules. So it's a trial and error. So if you're saying that it's not working for you, you may decide to go and try it in another form. But yeah, don't give up. You'll find something. And I always say as well, if it's something new that you're planning to try, particularly if you are on any medication or have any health conditions, it's best to go and consult your GP about it. You wouldn't want to start taking these things, just taking them just like that, and then it starts having an impact on your health condition or your medication. And remember, there's certain things that your medication, if you're taking medication, there's certain medications that you can't take something else with. So just be mindful about those things. Ask the questions. I feel sometimes we don't ask the right questions. I know for me, when I used to go to the GP, I never used to go to the GP a lot anyway, but when I used to go to the GP, I used to sit there and listen to the GP ramble on and think, what are they talking about? And never ask the question, what do you mean? Can you clarify that for me? I'm a much better advocate for myself now. Or my GP don't even like me because I will challenge. I will keep challenging and challenging. If they say to me, you need to take this, I'm asking why. Why are you telling me to take this? What's the benefits of it? What's it going to do? Is there not an alternative? I'm not a person that I like to take medication, to be honest with you. I don't even like taking headache tablets. But you just do the right thing for you. Absolutely do the right thing for you. Mandy, welcome. Hi, what about anxiety and menopause? What can we do? Do you know what? There are so many different things around anxiety. Because anxiety during menopause, if we experience anxiety prior to menopause, it can actually exacerbate the menopause once you get into the menopause transition. I would ask the question, do you know what makes you anxious? What makes your anxiety worse? Do you have a trigger? Okay. So again, tracking, what is it that makes you feel anxious? Is it being around people? Is it around being, at work? Is it around doing tasks? And just trying to identify what it is that makes you anxious. Because there are always going to be methods. I'm sure you've heard of these as well. People say if you feel anxious about something, taking time out, taking deep breaths, going for a walk, find a method that works for you, because you may be saying to me, well, what are you talking about, Jackie? They're not working for me. I've tried them. You have to find a method that works for you. Okay. When some people are feeling anxious, I'm thinking about the last time I felt anxious about something. I went for a walk, and that helped me. Walking is my thing. If I've got something on my mind that's weighing heavily on my mind, I will go for a walk. And my walks, I'm all for walking. I go all in. I walk for 2 hours. That's my walk on a day-to-day basis. 2 hours, as long as I'm not at work. So you have to kind of look at those sort of things. And are there things that you can take, supplements and things like that? There's always going to be supplements that you can take. And again, it's about finding out what is going to work for you. What do you do for it at the moment? Are you doing anything at the moment for it? Thank you for the follow. Hi, Zoa. Is it Zoa? Zoe? I'm in 5 weeks. So you're at 5 weeks, clinical menopause. Have you spoken to your GP? I'm feeling really tired, you know. This is crazy. Have you spoken to your GP about what they advised? And did they tell you that would have happened as well? That's interesting to know. Did they tell you that would happen? Because it's always frustrating when I hear that, you know, someone's chemical menopause or medically induced menopause, and they didn't get pre-warned about this. Hey, Claire. Can't get an appointment. Been trying since my... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. This is just ludicrous. Can I ask if they said to you, if they told you that this was going to happen? Because that even, you know, I can't imagine that you go for a procedure and they don't give you, they're not informing you of what may occur thereafter. And all of a sudden it happens. And then that's totally, can imagine that could be overwhelming for you. It absolutely is a journey, Claire, isn't it? Isn't it just? You know, it's almost, I'm always saying that you have to work in partnership with this transition. You have to. You kind of have to be its best friend. You and the transition are best buddies. I hope you can get an appointment soon. If you cannot get an appointment at your GP, have you thought about speaking to a pharmacist? Because pharmacists are also speaking with individuals who may not be able to get to the GP. You can ask pharmacists questions. That may be an option. Hi, Mums. Side Hustle. How are you? Queen P, welcome. Do I take any regular? Please don't apologize. Let's not apologize. We're unapologetic in this community. All right. Do I take any regular supplements? I do. And I haven't for a while. I'm on a break at the moment. This is my way of thinking, right? When I take my supplements, I will take them And then I will take them for maybe a couple of months, 3 months, and then I'll have a break. So I'm on a break of my supplements at the moment. So I personally take evening primrose with starflower oil, that's combined. And then I also take magnesium glycinate. Thank you. Hey, Just Empress. And I take magnesium glycinate. I also take things like not lion's mane. I stopped taking lion's mane because I now don't need it because I'm learning the Spanish. So the brain fog is gone. And I take what else do I take? Those are the two main supplements that I take. And I have all my herbal teas and things like that. I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea. I do drink things like soursop, peppermint and soursop. Yeah, I drink, my cupboard is just filled with all these type of teas. So yeah, I do take those teas as well. And what else do I take? That's it. Those are the only supplements I take. But as I said, my focus was on changing the way I eat. And that's what I focused on. And I feel a lot better for it, changing the way I eat. And I do take my sea moss as well. And I even take breaks from taking sea moss as well. So I'll take, although my friend said I've taken a lot, I take 2 tablespoonfuls in the morning, and then again 2 tablespoonfuls in the evening before I go to bed. That is a lot, isn't it? I do miss out some days because I forget to take it, or I thought, it's too late now, I can't bother to go back downstairs, so I don't take it. But I'm going to start taking 1 tablespoon a day rather than 4. But yeah, I do things different, me. I just go all in. Thank you for the follow. Please don't apologize when you're asking questions. Seriously, this is what we're here for. We're in this community. We're all here. We're all asking questions, raising our awareness, building our knowledge. It is absolutely fine. What symptoms are you experiencing, Zoa? Zoe. What symptoms are you experiencing, if any? You know, I get concerned because I've got a friend who told me that she's taking HRT more recently. She's on HRT. The GP prescribed her HRT. But she had cancer. And the HRT she's taking, she shouldn't be taking it. From my understanding of it, hot, wise and unapologetic. Oh, did someone ask about the book? Thanks, Claire. You see, this is my community ambassadors. They just catch up everything that I miss. I'm there chatting away, not even looking at the screen. My voice is going. Thank you, Claire. Yeah. What symptoms are you experiencing, if any? Let me see. What does the sea moss do for your menopause? Oh, Karen, the sea moss is good for gut health. So when I started navigating through, after menopause and started navigating through post-menopause, I found that my gut, oh my goodness me, I was getting a lot of pain in my stomach. And so for me, the sea moss helps with gut health. I've noticed that because my friend said to me the other day, oh, how's your stomach? I said, I haven't had no issues with it since I've been taking the sea moss again. But I've noticed that the change in my diet as well has also helped. So sometimes it's a combination of things. And this is why I say and encourage, particularly I encourage my clients that do a food diary. your food diary over a 7-day period. If you can do it longer, but your food diary over a 7-day period of everything that you are consuming, no matter if it's a little pinch of, okay, if that little piece of chocolate that you're eating, still put it in. Over a 7-day period, it gives you a better overview of exactly how you're eating, because sometimes life is lifing. Let's be real. Life can life, right? And sometimes we do not realize exactly what we're eating or how we're eating, because we're on the go and we're grabbing food just to fuel ourselves, because we know we're supposed to eat, right? To fuel our bodies. But because we're so busy and life is lifing, we just grab and just eat for the sake of eating without sometimes realizing what exactly we're actually eating. So doing a food diary allows you to have a better overview, a better picture of exactly how you're eating. So if you do it to 7 days, and then you can have a look at exactly how you're eating. I've had clients identify that they haven't had enough, they're not keeping hydrated enough, so they're not drinking enough fluids. That could be water, just drinking at all. I've had clients that have come back and said to me, I need to cut down on the food because it's high in salt. I need to cut down on that because it's high in sugar. So until they actually looked at what they were monitoring, what they were eating, that's the only way they found out. So food diaries are quite good to do. I find them useful anyway. And that's how I just started my journey on deciding what I need to cut out. I mean, I cut out sugar out of my diet years ago. I stopped eating sugar probably 6-7 years. I stopped having sugar. That's like white sugar or brown sugar. No, I don't have it at all. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not denying myself when I want something sweet. That's not every day, because I used to eat chocolate every single evening after a meal. Every single day I was eating chocolate. I don't do that anymore. Don't get me wrong. Do I still crave for something sweet? Absolutely I do. I'm not denying myself, but it's not in excess how it was before. I don't eat chocolate every day. I can go without chocolate. I don't have to eat it. And I can go without it for months on end. When I go on holiday, I might have something sweet. And when I'm at home, I might say, oh, I fancy something sweet. But do you know what? In my cupboard, I've got a bag of walnuts. And when I fancy something sweet, I will go and just eat maybe just 5 little pieces of walnuts. Walnuts are good for the brain as well, right? So I just try and swap it out with something else. And don't get me wrong, it didn't happen overnight. Took time to do that. It absolutely took time. Good evening, Just Empress. How are you? Good evening, Queen. Mum Side Hustle. Good evening. Yeah, so welcome everyone who's just joined. You're in the Menopause Wellness community. I came on this evening because I thought I'd just come on, and wasn't planned. Just come on and do an impromptu menopause drop-in. But there was one question I did ask. Do you feel we should be having early conversations about the menopause, as in with the younger generation? I know we're talking now, we're finding our voices. That's fantastic. We've found our voices and we're now talking about it, openly talking about it. Fantastic. What about the younger generation? Are we going to start having conversations with them about the menopause? Some people will say, why do we need to talk about the menopause with the younger generation? Why do they need to know about the menopause? They absolutely do need to know about the menopause, right? The fact of the matter is the hormones that regulate their menstrual cycles are the same hormones that will regulate their menopause. So why should they not know about that? It may well help them better prepare for their transition later on in life. Remember, what you're eating now in your younger days, it will definitely can have a contributing factor on your body when you get older. So why are we not educating? That's my thing. That's my next mission. Absolutely my next mission. What's the time now? It's almost 10 o'clock. My son. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. And not every woman will go through. Not go through. Sorry, I take that back. Not every woman will experience menopause symptoms. 24% of women do not experience any symptoms or very limited symptoms. Okay, so everyone's going to be different. But there are some of us out here, there are some queens out here that are having everybody else's, those 24% of women that are not experiencing or limited, some of us are having theirs as well. Right? Some of us are having theirs as well. And this is real. Absolutely real. You know what? I always feel that when I hear a woman say to another woman, oh, just get on with it, I didn't have any problems. That's so damn insensitive. So insensitive, right? Because just because you didn't have it, good for you, doesn't mean someone else is going to experience the same thing. But I guarantee you, if them symptoms did come and kick you in the backside, you wouldn't be carrying on like that. That's for sure. Please, what can I do or what? Hi, is it Omola? Please, what can I do or what supplements can? Because now I'm having headaches. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. I have a list of supplements, and I have a list of supplements. I have a list of foods. I have a list of herbs and spices. And again, these are just, I'm not giving you, I can share it with you, and I'm not giving it to you to say this is what you need to take. Go and do your research as well, okay? Because remember, some herbs and spices are not right for everyone. One size does not fit all. So please, please, please do your research. I'm happy to share the lists with you. Yeah. Headache, cold, nausea. Have you been to see your GP? Do you know what I say to everyone, right? Even though we've got this list of symptoms here, we can see these lists, right? Let's not just accept, just because headaches is on the list, just because migraines are on the list, just because, depression is on the list of symptoms for menopause and perimenopause, postmenopause, I'm going to throw in there. Let's not accept it. That's what it is. Let's go and investigate. Because if this is not norm for you, then we need to go and get it investigated. It may well be it's perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. However, it may not. Let's go and get it investigated. Okay, yeah. No, that I get it now. Claire, do you know what? I just got to the message. I just got to your comment. Thank you for the follow. What is good for high cholesterol in women in menopause? Again, high cholesterol. How do we get high cholesterol? What causes high cholesterol? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. What causes high cholesterol? It's what we're eating. So go back to what we're eating. I tell you something, right? I've been taking my blood pressure. I've been taking my blood pressure quite frequently of late because I'm keeping an eye on it, okay? I had high blood pressure about a month ago or so, and I was taking my blood pressure, and I noticed when I take it in the morning, it seems to be a lot higher than when I take it in the afternoon. And when I rest for 15, 20 minutes before taking it as well, I noticed after going for a walk, 10 minutes after taking that, my blood pressure is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So what's that telling me? I need to go and walk some more. We get our cholesterol from the food we eat, right? So if we're having high cholesterol, I would always say, let's look at what we're eating. What is causing it? And maybe we need to change our diet. Maybe we need to change how we eat. So this is why I always would suggest a food diary. Do your food diary and see exactly how you're eating. Because it's not the menopause that's causing that high cholesterol. It may be that it's actually presenting itself during the menopause transition, but let's look at the food we're eating. I'm telling you, food has a massive factor in this. How did you wean yourself off it? What was that? Sugar? Shaza, are you talking about the sugar? Listen, you see me, I am one of those, what does my friend call me? She says, I'm just different. I'm different. I am absolutely different. You see, when I commit to something, I go all in. So you see, when I weaned myself off sugar, I just stopped just like that. I wouldn't recommend anyone to do that. That's how I did it. I literally stopped taking it there and then. I said, no more. And then I stopped taking it. And that was it. But if one of my clients is asking me, what would you recommend? I would just say just over a period of time. So if you take 2 sugars in your tea or coffee, take your time, just take less and less over a period of time. So maybe week 1, you're taking your 2 sugars, and then maybe week 2, you start dropping that down slightly, 1.5 sugar, or a bit more than that, but just slowly wean it down. But me, I'm just an all-in girl, me. When I go in, I go in hard. So I just stop just like that. Stop. And that's what I do. That's how I live my life. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm just going to do it just like that. But that's how I'm made. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Mel Bees. Is it Mel Bees? I'm going to call you Mel if that's okay. How are you? Hi, yes, I think school age should be educated on menopause, both sexes too. Thank you very much. Yes, I love that. Do you know what? I'm on a mission, aren't I? I'm on a mission. I've actually put together a program. I am actually rolling it out. I'm looking for schools, colleges. I'm going to start off with the females. And then, yes, we are going to educate the boys as well. Absolutely educate the boys. Because you know what? Boys have hormones too, right? Don't get me wrong. They're not going to have the hormones that the females have got in terms of the, menstrual cycle side of things. But they're going to have hormones. We have over 200 hormones in our body. And I feel we should start getting to know our hormones and what they do. What's the purpose of our hormones? What are they there for? That's what we need to know. So absolutely. Thank you very much. I think I've missed some statement. I'm going to go back to see if I've missed anyone's question or statements. I appreciate everyone here. I appreciate you asking questions and putting your statements in and contributing to the conversation. This is your community. What does the C must do? I did that one. This is your community. It's here. The community is here for you. Do you know what, though? I'm telling you this. I've been thinking about this, and I said it last year, at the beginning of last year, that we're going to start doing trips and weekends away. I'm thinking of one. The first one's going to be in the UK, and it'll probably be like a couple of nights away. And I'm actually looking at where it can be. And then I'm going to let everyone know. But we're going to start having some time away just for like self-care and just taking time out and just having me time, right? We all need me time, don't we? Absolutely all need me time. Okay. What's the time? Is that the time? My goodness, I chat so much. I don't even realise the time. I'm going to get going in a bit because I've got work tomorrow and I've got to get up really early tomorrow. I'm travelling to Sussex tomorrow. So I need to get up early tomorrow. But let me just see a few of these. I like to say, did we know? Did you know? Did you know? I shared some of these like the last time. My eyes are red. I'm tired, you know. Yeah, good night, Mel. Good night. I shared some of these did you knows before, and I'm not going to share the same thing on this information. Actually, look, hot flushes can last anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 minutes. That's a hot flushes, right? I think I've had probably about 30-40 seconds of hot flushes. Listen, hot flushes are real. They are not nice at all. They're not nice. Estrogen, or estrogen if you want to pronounce it that way, helps protect the heart, okay? Which is why heart disease risk increases after menopause. We need to know what these things is. Estrogen also, the heart, the brain, the stomach, skin, lots of things. Really just need to know what these hormones are doing for us. Because when they start declining and when they start fluctuating, my goodness me, right? Let's get to know. This is why we're here. This is absolutely why we're here, educating ourselves. Thank you for the follow, Fifi. Thank you for the follow. Yes, so this is a journey. It is absolutely a journey. So women actually produce testosterone too. Did you know we produce testosterone? We always say that, you know, so a lot of people say to me, testosterone, I thought it was a male hormone. We have testosterone too, and it plays a key role in confidence, energy, and libido. If you didn't know, you know now. I'll say that again. Women actually produce testosterone as well as men, okay? So women actually produce testosterone too, and it plays a key role in confidence, energy, and libido. This is what it does. And it also contributes to our strength as well, bone, and our mood as well. Hormone levels during perimenopause can fluctuate wildly, sometimes higher than normal before dropping. So, you know, we talk about declining hormones. As well as declining, they can be fluctuating up and down and up. And this is why sometimes, you know, you're feeling okay one moment, and the next minute you're completely feeling something else. Out of the blue, you're completely feeling different. It's like getting to know yourself all over again. It is absolutely like getting to know yourself all over again. As I said, we've got to partner with this menopause transition. We have to partner with it because, you know, we can't be fighting against it. Hey, Lady 44, how are you? So experiences of menopause vary across cultures, with some reporting fewer symptoms, possibly linked to diet and lifestyle. I'm always saying those factors, what we got to take into consideration, may need to take into consideration are genetics, what we eat, our lifestyle, stress, and movement. Always talking about that. Always. Okay, and we know percentage of women do not experience any symptoms at all. However, all women will go through the menopause. The menopause is that moment that your body no longer will reproduce. That is the menopause. That's the moment. Okay, so there's perimenopause, menopause, and then there's postmenopause. Some women say they feel a new sense of freedom and confidence after menopause, and some women do. Some women embrace this journey, and this is what I'm saying. I'm encouraging everyone to embrace it. Embrace it as much as you can. But there is a time when, this is again why the community is here, to just kind of educate ourselves, because this journey, we're getting to know ourselves again, as well as getting to know what the heck is going on. What the heck is going on? But, one thing I took away from this, I don't have any more periods. I can save my money on sanitary products, because believe me, sanitary products are expensive. So no more periods also means no more worrying about period products or surprise cycles. You can wear white jeans, right? Or white, trousers, whatever you want to wear. You can wear white without thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to leak through? I'm telling you, there are some pluses in this. I know sometimes we can get those times when it's like, challenging and overwhelming, can be, but there are definitely some pluses. Definitely. Okay, so I'm going to get going because I'm feeling tired. My eyes are tired, and I want to go and get myself prepared for bed. And because I've got an early start tomorrow. When will I be back on? I'm not sure when I'll be back on. Who knows about the football? When the football's on, I'm usually on here as well. It's football season now, isn't it? So when my husband's watching football, I'm on here. He's gone to a match this evening, so that's why I'm on here. But I'm going to end the live in the way I always end the live. I always end the live in two ways, right? The first way, I always send everyone a virtual hug. And the second thing, I always remind you that you are not alone. I know this menopause can feel a lonely journey, but it doesn't have to be a lonely journey. There's support out there. There are groups like this. There are many women on the platform talking about their own experiences as well. So there are communities out there that you can join and feel part of, so you don't feel alone. But if you do feel alone after the live has ended, please reach out to someone that you trust and someone that will listen to you. And if they don't understand you, they will listen to the point where they want to try and understand you or start understanding you. Yeah. So look out for anything happening in the community. I'm always going to post it. And if you do have any questions and you want to reach out to me personally, you can DM me or click on the link in the community profile, and on the page you've got the email link. You can send an email to me. I'm the only one who reads the email, so you can send an email to me as well. I know there's some people that send me a message and I can't respond back to them because their messages are not opened, although they've sent me a message. So if I haven't responded back to you, it's not because I don't want to, it's because that I cannot. So please email me and then I can email you back. Okay, Queens, thank you for the follow, everyone. Thank you for all the likes, and thank you for being here this evening. And thank you for, contributing to the conversation. I do feel that we should be speaking to younger women and younger boys as well, younger men, about the menopause. Earlier conversations, right, will empower people more. That's what I feel. And this is what I'm going to be working on. Watch this space. Believe me, watch this space. Thank you for the follow. And I will see you soon. I will see you probably on the weekend or beginning of the week. When the football's on, I'll be on. I will speak to you soon. Stay blessed, everyone, and have a lovely evening. Bye.